Turns out that button that I knew was there, that's the mute button. Hello, everybody. Hello. Once a week, I'm guaranteed to be like, right, I've got to turn everything off so they can't hear me while the bop's playing, while the title card rolls. Yep, good. Quiet on set, and we're live. And I forgot to hit the manual button. Here we are. Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and good morning, depending on where you are on this beautiful globe. Thank you all so much for joining us here today. We're going live with a couple of videos today because, oh my God, what is happening? What is going on? Please help me. All right, let's explain what's going on today. Today, Miss Foodie Beauty, Miss Chantel Marie, has gone live with her latest video entitled Doctor and Foodie Road Trip, the Best Pizza. Oh my God. Look, we've all seen it. I've seen it like 3 times. By now, it's old news. It's the internet, it's old news, it's fine. So, I wanted to do this together because the current narrative is all about health, and it's a really hard discussion to have on my own because I am not knowledgeable. Spoiler and disclaimer, I'm not a mental or physical healthcare professional. Everything I say is my opinion. Also, collectively, this channel is not about bullying. It's not about hate. It's not about harassment. It's not about poking fun. It's not about making feel bad bullying. None of that. We're here to have discussions about the monetized content and the characters therein. That's what that is. So, I'm not going to sit here and make fun of the way that someone looks as a human being. Fashion is a different conversation, but we're not here to call people animals. We're not here to do any of that. We're here to analyze, dissect, criticize, however you want to view it. That's what we're here to do. What we're here to do. Also, for those of you who are channel members, there's a fun new emoji. There's a thwarp emoji for the. Gotta get it around the right way for that. Of it all. So there's a brand new fan. There's a brand new fan in the chat. Can we get some fans in the chat? It's really fun. If you're not yet a channel member, you can join and you get access to some fabulous things, including emojis, which are made by me because I don't know when to stop. And access to the Discord, which is a whole heap of fun. You get to see pets, you get to see recipes, we're doing calorie counts over there, we're having discussions, we're doing watch parties, we're doing all those things. So if you'd like to join us, feel free. Today, for posterity's sake, and that's kind of my word du jour currently, for posterity's sake, we're going to be looking at 3 videos. Now, I'm leaving the Doctor and Foodie road trip, the best road trip, not chip, trip, the best pizza, until the end, because we're basically going to be doing a little bit of time traveling today. Dre, very excited about the fans, I love to see it. We're going to be doing a little bit of time traveling today. So to start off with, we're going to rewind and have a look at travel vlog going home. Now, you guys, this was published on March 1st, 2017. And can I get a big shout out to Lottie and all the mods in the chat for being amazing? Specifically Lottie because she is the resident historian in the Pulpy verse. So get some hands up in chat for Lottie. She's very much so incredibly wonderful, talented, and helpful, helping me kind of pass out ideas and kind of like where to take discussions. Zomzoms 1979, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Welcome to Pulpstar. I very much appreciate it. So again, over on the Discord, we have a lot of conversations about like where the discussions of topics kind of come from, where they go, where they can lead into, and, you know, considering the narrative jumble that is Foodie Beauty at the moment, it's very, very helpful to get some historians, some archivists. We've got a Heir to the Kingdom Arcadian, if you ever watch this, which I know you will. It's truly a wonderful experience over there, and I am super grateful to not just the Discord audience, but the larger YouTube audience in general for kind of assisting me in finding things that are interesting, right? Because that's what we're here to do. We're here to unpack interesting things. So, we're going to start off. Let's pull up the YouTube-ness of it all. We're going to start off with this one. It is entitled Travel Vlog Going Home. Now, we're starting with this one because it was allegedly one of the first going home instances of Foodie. And Foodie went home in her latest upload. She went home to get pizza after a doctor's visit. You know how I think about that. Funnily enough, this video has just over 6,000 views. So I feel like the greater audience at large may just never have seen this. So again, it is almost 4 years old. So we're going to be watching that. And then we're going to move into why my weight loss doctor's plan is not for me. This is from April 2019. So almost 2 years ago. We're kind of doing like 2-year hops here. This video I pulled up in particular because this is directly after the first attempt at weight loss surgery didn't work out. This is an interesting conversation for a whole lot of reasons. And then we're going to get into this doctor and Foodie road trip. So my apologies for those of you on the other side of the planet who may need to go to bed. Don't worry. The upload will be here when you get up. So with all of that being said, let's make sure we have some speed up happening here. Yeah, this one will be interesting. It's a bit retro, it's a bit of a rewind, and it's a bit of a current day, all for comparison's sake. And the great thing about doing it this way is I don't get content haze as bad. Do you know when you sit down and you watch a Foodie or an Amber video and you're just like, I swear to fucking God, this conversation has been had before. We have been here before, and that it's the cycles. I get a haze about it all, though. I'm very bad at, like, remembering specific points in history. Fortunately, everything is documented. So, a bit of a retro. Exactly. All right, so everyone, 230 people joining me this afternoon. Thank you all so much for being here. If you'd like to hit that like button below, I'd very much appreciate it. Also, fumbling over my words. I've been up since 4 because I wanted to play Sherlock this morning. It was really fun. Anyway, we're gonna get to.
We're going on a trip.
Let me know about audio.
Trains or taxi cab. Any choice is hip. In this case, I'll be driving my own car, but it's vlog day. Going to my hometown. So I'm hyping this up because for me it's exciting, but for you guys it might not be.
I'm excited. I have no idea about Foodie's life outside of, well, a little bit of the old apartment with BB and the current Chateau Chantal. So, bring it on.
But we'll see. It depends what your definition of exciting is, I guess. And I'm excited to bring you guys along. So stay tuned, sit back, enjoy the ride.
This is pretty. I like this. This is good. Look at all this beautiful countryside.
So, first stop on my way to my hometown is this creepy freaking house.
I'm not gonna... Oh. Monica, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Welcome to Pulpstar. I very much appreciate it. Look. This house is definitely giving me a vibe.
That's been here forever. It looks like it's from... I'm gonna zoom in. It looks like it's from, like, the... I don't know, 1800s or something, but... There's a no trespassing sign now.
1800s? I mean, the detailing on the front might be new. I think the build is old, but like...
Funny thing is, somebody owns this property because every summer the lawn is neatly kept and groomed and, you know...
Hey, Melanie.
I don't know. I don't want to go up. I don't want to trespass. I don't want to go up to the windows or anything, but it's like really creepy. I keep expecting to see a face in the top window there.
Definitely looks haunted. Yeah. Can confirm.
Yeah. So yeah, I drive by this like every time.
Haunted
on my
vibes.
Way. Hey guys, so I'm here at the museum in my hometown, which is a little town off of the St. Lawrence River. Has a population like...
Also, just saying, I have not seen this, so this is all news to me as well.
I don't know, I think like 45,000 people. It's pretty small, and it's along the St. Lawrence River, so it's a pretty area. So that I would just like show you guys a bit. You know, this is the museum. It also looks like an 1800s building. I guess, you know, I haven't actually visited the museum all the time, like years that I've lived here, which is sad, but I should actually probably go in, but not today. I have other things planned. I don't have time, but I will come back and show you guys this in the historic jail. There's a lot of little things to see.
I don't know whether or not that ever happened if we ever came back to visit the jail, but this is... Oh, Canada's pretty. Oh.
So here's just a little bit more
Museum.
Information. Wood House, 2nd Street West.
1950. That wasn't the house she showed, but I'm assuming much of the architecture would be around this era.
Wow, 1950, that's it?
I'm not saying it's your hometown, so maybe you should know, but... Anyway, it's fine, whatever.
It's pretty interesting. Cornwall waterfront from Bedford Street.
Cornwall waterfront from Bed... Okay, well, it looks like the majority of the town was built up in 1950. Or maybe... No, I'd make that assumption if this were a plaque outside of a museum, that a lot of the town may have been built up in 1950.
The mill. We used to have an old mill, and now it's like being turned into condos. It's kind of creepy, actually. Down by that area, I have some stories. So this is like a memorial, I guess? The Great Irish Famine. I didn't know that.
Quarantine hospital.
I
Oh.
know the potato famine was, a severe case, but I didn't know that this hometown, but I didn't know that this town had much to do with it.
It's your hometown, Foodie. Again, this is Chantal from 4 years ago, so I don't know how my emotional connection to that character is, because that character very different to the current modern day character. I'm still gonna say, like, if you're gonna give me a tour of your hometown, maybe you should know a bit about your hometown.
So that's the St. Lawrence River here. Very pretty, very nice river. People go boating and whatnot in the summer.
Very pretty.
And when there's like foliage on the trees, it's a very, very pretty area actually. So
foliage, foliage.
Yeah.
Foliage. Foliage. It's very pretty. Hello. Hello, Chantal, 4 years ago.
Hey guys. So,
hey.
Just pulling out of the museum here. I really need to visit it, because when I was filming it and I'm like telling you guys about it.
First of all, love this haircut. Second of all, her eyebrows are great. I'm not in love with the sweater. 4 years ago, that would have been a nice sweater.
And I realized that I've never actually been inside. That's like really sad. I mean, I guess to be honest, I've never been really proud of where I'm from, because
I do appreciate everyone in the chat listening to me mispronounce words and trying to spell it out phonetically. Thank you.
It's a small town, and a part of me...
Also nails.
That whole small town mentality.
I miss a big nail moment. I like a big nail moment.
But you know what? Where you're from does have an impact on who you are, whether you like it or not.
It does. This is a little bit louder than I thought it was.
I moved away to a bigger city, and there's pros and cons of living in a big city versus a small town. I mean,
yes.
Obviously, right? I mean,
yes.
There's so many pros and cons. Oh, I'm passing. We have one mall in this town, literally one mall.
That's okay. I've lived literally in bauxite mining towns with like a population of 3,000. Spoilers, we did not have a mall.
And
we had one grocery store, and our milk came in frozen, if at all. Usually it was powder, but
it's not that great, Anyway. It's been there forever with the same mall. We have a clock tower.
No, all the nails except the middle one are good.
I mean, we don't have much here, and I've always kind of just been like, I need to get away from this town. There's nothing here for me. It's a shithole. So people call it cornhole, But
okay, not to be rude, and I'm gonna try and limit that from me, because, in her current situation type deal style moment, she could probably be living here and still be doing exactly the same shit. Maybe, I think she could. So, but hindsight's 2020. So, Beetle, hello, good afternoon. Thank you so much for the super chat. Beetle Baby says personal upkeep was so much better back then. She definitely comes across as if she is prepared for camera in this piece of film. Yes. Piece of film. Piece of content.
It's actually not that bad when I come back here now as an adult, and I appreciate coming back to the quietness and to the change of pace. So I can't really complain. So I'm just heading to my mother's now.
Mostly farms out there? Okay.
And I'll do some filming inside. So you can see her pets and things. And then later I'm going to dinner with my ex-boyfriend. He's my friend now, so I'm not going to refer to him as my ex. His name is Jamie. I call him Pete's. My boyfriend knows about him. Some of you have commented, are you sure that you're completely over your ex? And I'm like, yeah. Romantically, I don't have any feelings for him, and I'm not lying. I'll tell you guys right now, I'm not lying about that. So,
Pete's.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
We get 4-year-old, well, 4-year older version of Pete's.
Okay. You'll get to see him. So, what you're seeing here is kind of like the main drag of the town.
This is cute.
Montreal Road. And, this old theater coming up, the Port Theater.
Ooh.
It's so old. I'll have to look up, you know, historically when it was from, the you know, the actual date, the era, whatever. But yeah.
Hey there, Mel. Thanks so much for the super chat. Mel says, I won't watch her on camera anymore. Last piece of foodie content you'll watch. Mel, you got to look after you, right? Completely understandable. Not at all personal. Touch base in the future. Even if you just want to say hi.
A lot of little history things here. It's a neat little town, you know. A lot of Tim Hortons coffee shops. If you're Canadian, you'll know what that is. Tim Hortons is like the go-to coffee shop here. We
did get a 24-hour eating challenge. This month? No, February. I'm sure that was in February.
There's a lot of stuff. I'm about 10 minutes, 15 minutes away from my mom's place, so I'm just showing you guys the main drag. And you know what? You want to hear some scandal? But there's like actually like, this is where the prostitutes come. Even this small town has prostitutes, guys. And we would always see them on the corner. And, you know, I mean, if that's how you gotta hustle, that's how you gotta hustle. I have nothing against people who do that. You know, it's just really, you know, you wouldn't expect a small town to have so many, like, secrets, so to speak, but it does. I'll tell you, some of the smallest towns have some of the biggest secrets.
It's not that I'm doubting this is reality. I'm just curious as to how Chantel knows this is a thing when she doesn't even know when the houses were built, or like, do you know what I mean? It just seems like a weird talking point.
So this is, if I keep driving, you'll see along the water how beautiful it is, but I'm not going to do that today. I'll come back and show you guys. There's a haunted jail. There's all kinds of things, and you'll get to see that. But for today, unfortunately, okay, the brick building you just saw that when I turned the corner, big brown brick building on the corner, that used to be a group home for troubled teens, and I actually lived there for a while. And that's where I met one of my best friends. I was 15.
This mention also gets brought up again in today's upload. So, again, everything is secular.
Actually, I was 16, and that's where I met her. We were roommates. And, oh, that's a story. I have so many stories. My life is boring, I know, but you guys. I used to make out in this park all the time. It's right around the corner from my house. Used to make out with boys here.
Okay. Okay. If I were ever to go back to my hometown, which I haven't visited in a long time, if I would go back to my hometown and vlog it for my audience, I feel like these are not words that would come out of my mouth. Just like the last couple of talking points seem a little odd. Because I would kind of be about like, oh, look, here's this cool lake. Here's this cool, like, garden. Here's like my old school or whatever. Like, I think that kind of content would be a little bit more interesting. Again, Chantel, if you're watching, which you're not, but I don't think I'd be talking about the salaciousness of my teenage years in a hometown show-off. Probably, but that just might be me.
Mommy in it? This is my mom's dog, Buster.
Hi, nice to meet you.
You think
Say
so,
hi.
Lindsay?
Hi.
Also,
my
hi,
nails
how
are
are you?
very long, like Chantel's.
Oh,
I need
buddy.
to get groomed
Best boy.
This dog is gonna bite us all.
in a minute.
He doesn't like anybody. Do you guys teach
Oh,
Shody?
precious. Oh, I could just watch videos of doggos. Maybe I need to do reactions to doggos if this health journey continues the way it's going.
It's gonna bite me.
Doggo
My
reactions.
cute me. Hi.
Authentic.
For my birthday, she got me this authentic. Gotta put that in there. Calvin Klein bag. Beautiful bag.
It's okay. I'm not a big fan of of this style of design. It's okay.
My sister's lost. She didn't like it. I love it. Yeah. It's really nice. I really like it. And
Not for me.
this Scentsy burner. If you guys don't know what Scentsy
March
is, it's
28.
is it a wax burner?
Yep.
Scentsy. Dun dun dun.
How do I open it?
Well, it's just a bag.
Oh, that was Young Buster. Oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah, well, you're assuming that I know how to open bags that are... Wait.
No, well, it's like a little like.
Man. They're used to me being weird. I smell
Doggo reactions. Yeah.
So it's your... Okay.
It's where this channel's pivoting.
Oh, wow. So it's like a wax burner. Basically.
Everybody knows that.
Yes, Aries.
Well,
I thought she was a Pisces, and that didn't make any sense to me. With my only, understanding of Pisces and Aries is that I am a Pisces. So I didn't get big Pisces energy from her.
some people might not. I didn't. I didn't know what it was.
Oh.
So your house can smell nice and pretty. Oh, you know what? I have one that looks like this. Yeah. I think so.
Nothing's wrong with Aries. She doesn't give me big Pisces energy.
I bought one from Glade.
She doesn't seem hashtag Team
So it's
Fish.
cute, but it doesn't light up, right? Does it?
Yes, there's a bulb.
Okay, so apparently it lights up.
Here's the scents.
And
It's supposed to be.
the scents that come with it.
Oh yeah, okay.
Cranberry garland, yum yum. Chocolate coconut cream. And skinny dipping.
This is giving me flashbacks to Amber and the wax melts.
What is skinny dipping? It smells nice though.
But also,
Don't the bulb in there.
it's Scentsy.
Everybody, this is my mom's cat,
Oh,
Angel.
Angel! Oh, you precious baby!
Hey. She doesn't like being pet
Oh.
by too many people. My mom,
Oh.
people who live here basically. But me, you can tell she looks uncomfortable. You're so cute.
Oh.
I just want to pet you.
Precious.
Aw, I'll leave her alone.
Animals! Animals that aren't the other three cats. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Buster is best boy. I'm a dog person. I'm just a dog person. Buster is the hero that we that we all deserve.
My favorite. Hey, Buster. Hi, buddy. This guy. I zoomed in.
Floof reaction channel. Do you see, I'm now thinking, Foodie could have continued along this line and just been let me just show the animals and not the eating, but the eating went on. Oh.
Hi. You need a haircut and you need a real job. Hey,
I call it that.
Buster.
Oh, no.
I can watch a dog eat all day. Oh, so I'm just going to...
I could also do that. I could just do impressions of dogs eating. Spoilers.
I'm really tired. I had 4 hours of sleep. I'm so tired right now. I'm picking up Pete and we are going to... We're gonna go eat, actually. Somewhere. I'm not even hungry. After eating that lunch, I'm not really that hungry. But I'll see you guys soon. They have a new special, sweet maple syrup. I think
Okay, I didn't watch all
I'm
of
gonna try
this.
this one.
I wasn't expecting...
3 filet meal. With
I wasn't expecting
whiskey,
food.
maple sauce.
But we got it.
Yum, yum, yum. Okay, this is the St. Hubert's coleslaw. It is the signature coleslaw. It's like a vinaigrette, but they have the best coleslaw and it's unlimited, all you can eat here.
You know what? I will say this. 4 years later, the audio quality has improved.
Okay. So this is their cream of chicken soup. Big chunks of rotisserie chicken inside. It's really delicious. Okay, so...
Where was the love for the spider last night? The spider... Look, if you watch my vlog at the end of this week, you'll see my friendly household huntsman spider. He's fine. I didn't recognize the spider last night, so we had to get rid of them.
I have 3 chicken fillets, bread, gravy, maple sauce, sweet potato fries.
I'm making sweet potato red curry tonight.
What are you having? You're having the same thing.
Wait,
Chicken tenders.
we're about to see it.
Regular fries.
Okay, tell everybody about your t-shirt. Oh, everybody, who are you? Introduce yourself.
Guys,
I'm James.
guys, meet James. Meet James. I like to believe that James is a different character, as opposed to the Pete's, which I have several issues with. I give James the benefit of the doubt as a new character. He has such a baby face. Also, that shirt's great. It's a Venom shirt, I think.
I'm sure I've been given another name on here.
Pete's.
There you go.
Okay, tell everybody about the t-shirt.
This t-shirt is designed by Jessie Sharon.
Maybe it's not a Venom shirt. The eye looks
She
different.
designed it originally as a dress.
Yeah.
She designed it originally for a dress for plus-size people. So,
Oh,
so if
that's
you're
a bonus?
Yeah, so if you're a bit heavier, then you can get something like this. She's got
Cool.
eyeball dress. She's got fighting unicorn.
I might check it out because I'm heavier. I'll link her name and her website down below. He's just trying to help her out, you know. So.
Cool.
She's really nice and really funny.
Okay, so I'll link her stuff in the box below, and we're gonna eat, right?
Yep. I'm stealing some of your.
Man, life's so strange. Hold on.
that's
We'll let
the
this
one I-
finish,
You know what the
and I'll go on my
penalty
little
is
tangent.
Ass kicking. Just kidding.
Ooh, cake? Okay.
Maple cake.
Maple
Guys, I'm
cake.
gonna end the vlog here. I hope you enjoyed that craziness. And
You know what? I 100% enjoyed it over what we got today, so yes.
thank you for coming with me to my hometown visit.
My pleasure.
And
Thank you for
I'm gonna
bringing
drive
us
home.
along.
I have a long drive home in the dark. I'm afraid of deer jumping out. That's like my biggest fear. So, yeah, see you guys soon. Bye.
Oh, an end card and everything. Fabulous. All right. So I was just about to say, with all of that being said, it's interesting because if I go back and look at what I was like 4 years ago, it is also almost unrecognizable. And that's in both disposition and general aesthetic. Like, obviously we age, duh. But I consider myself quite different 4 years ago versus now. And sometimes I do see, like, you know, you see your memories pop up every now and then. You're like, oh, look, there's a photo from my travel and look how different I look. And it's like, a lot of the times I'll reflect on, like, what I was going through in that photo or, like, my methodology of thinking or what was happening at that time of year. And it's just so different now because I started caring about myself so much more. It is interesting when you put so much out there on YouTube. You literally have access to that at any time. So I just wonder if Foodie or Pete's ever kind of like watches something like this. Again, it's only got 6,000 views, which obviously is a lot, but also for Foodie's channel, it's less. It is just interesting. I wonder if they ever have a little bit of a think about where they've come from. Anyway, there's that one. Now we've got this one. Milk Tea, hello, good morning. How are you? Lovely to see you in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. We've got a new emoji. It's a fan. It's the thwarp emoji. It's fun. Oh, also, super loved your latest video. Thank you for that. It was great. I hope you're doing well. And anyone in the chat, I know the large majority of you have absolutely subscribed to Milk Tea already, but if you haven't, jump on over to that channel in your own time and check out Milk Tea because she's fabulous, incredibly intelligent, a great listen to, all of the compliments. All right, we're gonna load up this second video. So this second video, once again, 2 years ago? Did we see 2 years ago? April 2019. So yeah, 2 years ago. And this, to put this into a little bit of context, why my weight loss doctor's plan is not for me. Well, we know why it's not. But this is kind of the discussion around the medical medium. You know, all of that. Between lessons, Milk? All right. I hope school day is going well for you. Let's go.
I'm saying this to you guys for accountability. I want you to help me through this journey. I really want to see this through.
Sorry guys, my audio was a little bit messed up there. I did joke that the audio quality got better, but the audio levels do not sync up multiple years in between. Play it like up. There we go.
I'm saying this to you guys for accountability. I want you to help me through this journey. I really want to see this through, even if you don't think it's the right thing.
There is no sound on
to you
this.
guys.
It is up full. Alright, here we go.
I'm saying this to you guys for accountability. I want you to help me through this journey. I really want to see this through, even if you don't think it's the right thing. I mean, at the end of it, if it doesn't work out for me, the worst thing that happened was I ate a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables. Hey guys, hey, how are you? How are you? My computer just turned on. I do not have any of my hair stuff in that covers my bald spots. I'm going to see if my natural hair will grow back, like if it will, eating all the extra healthy food, if it will actually cause some kind of hair regrowth. I don't know. I heard that can happen.
I have no idea. I imagine there are multiple healthcare professionals out there who could assist with hair. But anyway.
So I guess we'll just see. I'm going to try to not be self-conscious and go out in public with my hair the way it is and just, you know, see how that goes. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to do a quick video on talking more about this medical medium thing. I know for a lot of you, it looks like I just, because you only see the videos I put out, you know, like 30 minutes or less. And so, yeah, it kind of looks like...
Well, our times have changed because I don't know if lives were even a thing 2 years ago. Probably if depending on what the capacity of the live was, it probably wasn't Foodie's go-to. And fuck, if 2020 and 2021 are anything to go by, the lives have been just... If you think about like the hours on live versus the hours of filmed content, there's probably an argument to be made that like there may be more time spent on lives. Possibly. Anyway.
I'm doing one thing one minute and then the next I'm just doing another thing without any thought process that takes place in between. And I assure you there is a lot of thinking that goes into it. And I have gone back to, you know, I've teetered between plant-based and I've gone back to eating animal products and then holistic approach, blah, blah, blah. And I've done this a few times on my channel.
Yeah, and you will go on to do it a few more times. I'm sorry to say.
And I always end up going back to
mukbangs.
Trying holistic. I don't think I've given holistic healing enough time to really work. You guys are right. I don't stick with something long enough for it to work. And the way I explain that is that I'm not sure what is the right thing for me, but that's why I'm trying to find the right thing. And the thing that always makes...
Look, I don't want to sound the most basic, but I will. The thing that works for you is the thing that works for you. Like, that's what it is. And I don't think... In all of the health attempts, in all of the diet attempts, in all of the everything, nothing has worked. Nothing has stuck. The thing that works is the thing that you stick with. That's why it, as ridiculous as it sounds, a change in diet and a change in the way that you view your health is a lifestyle change. It is not just I will drink water for 21 days and that's it. Ridiculous. You legitimately have to sit down and have a hard conversation with yourself and say, what I'm doing currently isn't working out. And be realistic with the fact that, like, if I need to lose 40 kilos, 50 kilos, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to take a week. It's not going to take a month. Give yourself the time you need to achieve your goals, because nothing comes quick and easy. It's all very long and boring. But anyway.
Makes me feel the best is the hardest thing to do, and that is to completely eliminate animal products and inflammatory foods from my diet. So like things like gluten, processed soy, GMO soy, animal products like dairy, especially processed meats and things like that. And I'm not saying that...
I'll cut in here and just remind everyone that the arguments of intuitive eating are still relatively fresh in my mind. Restrictions.
I'm not trying to preach that people what they should eat and what they shouldn't eat. That's not it. I'm not trying to sound like I know everything. This is based on research that I've done myself and things the way my body feels, and my conscience feels, and emotionally how I feel and things like that when I eat a certain way. So I picked up the Medical Medium book, and yes, the Medical Medium he's a medium, so he has a spirit guide who tells him
how to sell a book and make money,
what would make someone healthy, how they should eat, etc. So
I see. Okay, yeah, no, let's again, this is Chantel from 2 years ago. It's funny as well, isn't it? Because in today's upload, there's so much chat about the health, about the science of it all, about all of the, we'll just list the name of prescription medication that will assist in all of my health concern. This is refreshing, perhaps not in the most positive way, but a very different approach to the health of it all. But we know this didn't work. But I'm also looking at this there's a lot of science in the chat midnight. I'm also specifically looking at this because I'm not saying we're going to get here again, but we may get here again.
Number one, I don't think that people should just completely dismiss somebody who has over 1 million followers and has helped tens of thousands of people.
Why though? Why not dismiss them? Why not? We seem to be dismissing left and right based on science. Not saying we should do that, because trust the science. I'm pro science here at this channel, by the way. Hi. But 1 million people on YouTube and a book deal is going to get you to trust someone with your health? No. I like the mental and physical healthcare professionals. I like that approach over this.
Without reading his book. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to at least read his book, and he has helped a lot of people. So that's what I'm going by actual testimonials of people. And
I imagine that, GPs have helped people, nutritionists have helped people, dietitians have helped people, therapists have helped people. All of these wonderful healthcare workers have probably helped a lot of people. This medical medium.
It's just I just have a hard time accepting that him recommending fruits and vegetables is seen as being crazy.
No, it's not the recommendation. It's who it's coming from, right? We have a lot of discussions about authority on this channel. Skepticism, healthy amounts of skepticism when it comes to perhaps everything in life, but education, learning, knowledge, all of those great things. Morning, Greta.
But the weight loss doctor, now I have ovarian cysts, I have hormonal issues, and those things, the things that this weight loss doctor is recommending for me to do,
no, this wait,
have been linked to cancers. And
we're going to rewind because I spoke over that for a moment. My apologies, everyone.
Issues, and those things, the things that this weight loss doctor is recommending for me to do, have been linked to cancers and heart disease and things like that. So, for example, if I went to the weight loss doctor and I said, what should I have for a healthy snack? The nutritionist and the doctor, which the nutritionist gives you the plan that the doctor sets out. And
yes, sure.
It's not tailored just for you. It's tailored for the patients in his clinic. So everyone pretty much.
Do you think the book that the medical medium wrote is tailored for you, Foodie? God, I hate this argument. It frustrates me no end.
Gets the same, unless depending on your weight. So she said, well, grab a turkey pepperette and snack on that with a Baby Bell cheese.
Sure.
And that goes against everything I always believed that. I always
Very
believed
that, Lucy.
That, because you guys think that the carbs are bad for me. I don't. The main thing that I always pegged out on the most was cheese and processed meats.
Interesting, the verbiage there. I feel like modern day Foodie wouldn't use the term picked out on. It may be a binge.
I would buy a pack of hot dogs and eat that. I would buy a block of cheese and eat that, or I would just eat, copious amounts of meat and cheese. And
Same.
So for me, it's kind of a trigger, number one, but also number two, I believe
Also, the birds can hear me.
that there is a link to dairy and animal products, and especially processed ones, and women reproductive issues. And sure, the weight loss doctor is...
Hi, I am not a mental or physical healthcare professional, and I have no authority to make any decision based on this. But guess what? We're continuing the conversation of the last couple of days in that Foodie doesn't know either. Foodie's sitting here saying, well, it's my opinion that these things are going to have issues with reproductive systems. Who are you? I'm sorry, miss. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you to say this shit? No.
recommending me to eat something that I know is not good for me. And yes, I would lose weight on his plan. There's a lot of different plans that you can lose weight on, but I will
Also, I'm not out here saying that, no, absolutely not. This has been proven, this hasn't. What I'm saying is the conversation being provided by Miss Foodie Beauty, presenting as an authority on this is something I read and this is what I know, funnily enough, continues through to this day.
weight on the medical medium plan, and I feel like I will be a lot healthier doing it. So here's the deal. His plan, so what I want to do is the 28-day medical medium challenge, which yes, it is going to be very, very difficult.
I'm just going to put this out there. If diet advice gives you a day worth of plans, like this is a 21-day plan, this is a 14-day fast. Oh, Agoda, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Welcome to Pulpy. Thank you so much. I'm going to say if a diet gives you a day limit plan, this is a 7-day juice cleanse, I'm going to say I would be awful skeptical of it all, particularly when we're discussing a medical medium.
But there are sections in his book talking about emotional detox and how to get through it, and
I imagine a therapist would be able to help with the emotions of it all as well.
His book just makes a lot of sense for me.
I feel therapy would make a lot of sense as well.
All I can say is just read it.
No.
I'm not going to read the book to you guys, but I will go through what his 28-day detox plan is.
That's specifically designed for Chantal, it's a weird way of pronouncing her name, as opposed to, I don't know, mental and physical healthcare professionals who could tailor something specific to you. So, for instance, if your doctor told you, hey, if you feel like you need a snack, maybe have a Baby Bell cheese and a piece of turkey or whatever. And maybe you could say, oh, but doctor, that kind of triggers me to overeat, so what else would you suggest? As opposed to just receiving the advice, leaving it at that, and then saying your weight loss doctor doesn't know what works for you.
So basically,
I don't know if she ever ended up reading this book. It's probably on one of Amber's book piles, but...
The 28-day healing cleanse.
Oh, actually, no. It's probably propped up next to the intuitive eating book.
We eat things our systems don't appreciate, indulge in foods to comfort our emotions,
Sydney,
rather
feel
than
better.
feed our bodies and souls. That really stuck with me. So here's the plan. For 4 weeks, eat only raw fruits and vegetables.
I'm not a big fan of this plan already. This plan would not work for me. And I'll tell you why it wouldn't work for me. Because I eat chicken like it's going out of fashion. I just do. I eat eggs like they're going out of fashion. I eat lean protein and fat-centric foods like they're going out of fashion. Both of those macronutrients I find very difficult to obtain purely from fruits and vegetables. That's all. And I'm 50 kilos down. So I know what has been working for me over 13 months. I'm not going to take any advice from Chantal or this medical meeting.
One reason this plan is so effective is that it maximizes the nutrition you get in every meal. Fruits and vegetables in their raw state contain the highest level of nutrients of any foods in the form most readily available to your body. When you consume these nutrients in such a high quantity, you'll flood your body with the building blocks it craves. The vitamins, minerals, microorganisms, and other nourishing components will help cleanse and strengthen every system in your body.
Okay, sure. I have never experienced a raw vegan diet or vegan diet for longer than a couple of days. So I don't have a lot of information or perspective on that conversation. I'm just saying, as someone who had a real shitty diet, it was easier for me to go, chicken over, broccoli. Although I do love broccoli now. But the combination is what does it.
Digestive health has a major impact on immunity and overall health. Normally, digestion takes up an enormous amount of your body's energy. It's like your body has a daily to-do list. There are things it has to attend to every day. Okay. Then there are all these things it wishes it could get to. Taking out the toxin trash, repairing critical tissue, and so much more if only it had the time and support. So by doing this cleanse, you're giving your body a break from your body. You ever eat a really big, complex meal, and then you're so tired after?
Yeah. Yep. Like I've said, like, the weight loss journey for me was also learning how to eat again. Like, learning how to eat so that I don't overstuff myself to the point of needing a nap. Whether or not that's carbohydrates or just food in general. Like, it's not just what you've got, it's also how much you've got and when you're eating. And all of these different things you need to relearn how to do, because intuitively, funnily enough, that word's coming up, intuitively, you've kind of lost track of how that will best work for you. Or you may have never experienced it before regardless. So it's because digestion takes up so much energy and so much time and energy for your body. And so if you're giving your body foods that are giving it phytonutrients that promote healthy digestion, out here telling me like she knows, yep,
and help your body detoxify, then your body's not working as hard to do it itself. And you're eating foods like fruits and vegetables in their raw state are very easy to digest, certain ones. So you're going to be eating certain foods that, certain foods are harder to digest, even plant-based ones. So here it lists out,
cool, high fiber foods, yeah,
morning, afternoon. But I'm going to get to here as a modifications. You don't have to be this strict.
Book report.
But here's the healing cleanse. It lists it here on a little table. So with a sample menu and everything. So early morning.
Did this book come with a free set of steak knives by any chance? Or maybe not steak knives. Maybe like a free set of vegetable peelers.
Celery juice, lemon ginger water, or cucumber juice, or you can just have water.
Oh, so like the fad liquids. The fad drinks that come around every couple of years. I'm not saying that like cayenne and lemon don't stimulate whatever biological mechanic that actually happens. I'm just saying that they're brought up every other year. Also, I actually like lemon and water in general, and mint and cucumber. All of those things taste great in water. So I do it for that. Also, not a medical or physical healthcare professional. Just a little sassy.
So then for breakfast, a smoothie with bananas, dates, frozen wild blueberries, spirulina. Then mid-morning, you're going to have another smoothie with the same recipe. They give you different recipes for smoothies.
Oh, good.
You can have a mono meal with fruit, because mono meal is very,
What is a mono meal? Oh my god, what is a mono meal?
Every animal in nature eats a mono meal when they're eating. They don't have, let's have some potatoes, let's have some, salsa, let's have some, they eat, a mono meal. And...
Oh, as in they eat the one thing in front of them? Is that what we're discussing here? The mono meal? Okay, great. Let's talk about pizza in the next video.
Our closest ancestors mostly feed on fruits and seeds. Like monkeys or whatever. So...
apes, but sure.
So basically they eat mono meals. So banana with celery sticks is...
Yeah, but there's a difference between our closest ancestor and us. A few differences, actually.
A good snack. So for lunch, a huge salad. So baby spinach, butter lettuce, cucumber sprouts, orange segments, pears.
She's talking this big salad, and all I'm imagining is protein.
Dressings like blended fresh orange juice, like from an orange, avocado, garlic. That sounds really good. Blended dressing, lime juice, avocado, cilantro, garlic, or blended dressing, tomatoes, papaya, scallions, Atlantic dulse, which is...
I'm also not hearing a lot of olive oil in here, and I'm a real big fan of olive oil.
A sea vegetable, which has a lot of different... which has a lot of
Our
minerals.
ancestors don't need
So,
therapy, though.
mid-afternoon, pear
Lily.
slices and celery sticks, sliced peaches and berries, coconut water with spirulina, grapes with celery sticks. Then for dinner examples, there's a raw spinach soup, which sounds really good. Spinach, tomato, celery, cilantro, fresh orange.
She's just reading a menu out. I will just take a moment and say thank you all so much for joining me. 400 in the chat for this evening. Thank you so much. If you'd like to leave a like.
Juice
I'd
scallions
like
serve
that.
over cucumber
You know?
noodles with mango salsa, mangoes, tomato, cucumber, celery, cilantro, garlic. There's just so many things. Cut up a lot of mangoes, and eat them with romaine leaves. So
Sure. I mean, but the thing is, if you look at Foodie now, first of all, this didn't work. Duh. But second of all, she can't hang on to a diet for longer than 2 days. Often when we talk about diets, and again, just speaking as someone who lost weight, when we talk about diets, we talk about how low impact they can be to your kind of day-to-day. So it's like, if you're super busy, how can you make it so that you have meal prep, or so that you always have something available? Or if you're someone who snacks through the afternoon, how can you control your calories while, you know, still kind of keep, you know, continuing to function in a relatively similar way? Because the less a lifestyle change impacts immediately, at least for me, I think it's more successful. I have tried so many times to lose weight. I have tried so many stupid diets. I have tried so many ridiculous things that never worked because they were such a drastic overhaul of my everyday that I would be miserable. It helped that in 2020 I was in lockdown and kind of only had myself to answer to for a little while. But these massive drastic changes Chantel has showcased on her entire channel, and they have never worked. Intuitive eating was less of a drastic change, and that's why I think she had a longer run of it. But intuitive eating, I also think, was just an excuse to eat whatever the fuck she wanted. So anyway,
in the evening, have some herbal tea and apple slices
also happy birthday, Emily.
with some dates. So these are, and he says not to go hungry. So if you're hungry, eat something, but eat something only raw fruits and vegetables. So that's the trick, and it is going to be very difficult. So I'm gonna try it though. I'm gonna do the whole 28 days.
I don't think that happened.
Saying this to you guys for accountability, and
I don't think she asks for accountability anymore. I think she asks for the opposite of accountability now. It's just very like, I'll do what I want. I will put whatever I want on this camera and you will watch it. And if you don't like it, switch off. Accountability. I would have liked to have been here.
I want you to help me through this journey. I really want to see this through, even if you don't think it's the right thing. I mean, at the end of it, if it doesn't work out for me, the worst thing that happened.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying raw food wouldn't work in the right circumstances, you know. I'm just saying, in Foodie's case, looking at the well-documented troubles with food, it's not going to work.
Was I ate a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables.
And it didn't work.
It is going to be really hard. Yes, with an eating disorder, binge eating disorder, these things are extremely hard, especially cleanses are not advised. But I just feel like it will help me tremendously. And I feel like it's like the key, like if I can just push through and do this, it's like the key of healing for me. And
Very
I feel
that
like
bloody.
I can do this.
Morning,
so
Jen.
I need your help for accountability. Every day I'm going to make a video. I'm going to do some exercise. I'm not going to...
Look, I love the motivation in here. I love the effort in here. I love the idea that this was a, you know, realistic goal. I just don't think it was.
Really work my body too hard while...
Considering, all right, also consider this in the narrative. In the last few months, how heavy has the conversation been on the BED and the addiction side of things? How many times have we heard it utilized not as a point of discussion, but as a reason, as a reasoning mechanic in the narrative? How many times? This is clarity, I think. Perhaps misplaced and unrealistic, but you know.
During the cleanse, like, rest is important. So I'll probably, when the weather is nice, I'll go out and get some sun and some fresh air and go for a walk. I do plan on still using the gym, but maybe after the 28 days, or if the weather's bad, I can do the treadmill indoors.
Treadmill?
Yeah, there's a section on soul healing meditations and techniques. So there's all kinds of things that really, this guy makes sense.
Hey,
and
Lauren.
honestly, he could be hearing the voice of Yoda for all I care. He's preaching healthy habits, in my opinion, and they make more sense than somebody telling you to eat a pepperette, which this is not just me making this up, but the World Health Organization has classified red meat consumption and processed meat consumption with cancers, and increasing the probability that you can get colon cancer. So, I mean, those things are not healthy. And yes,
Sure, but you went on to continue eating all of that shit. So I don't want to label it blatant hypocrisy. However, it is a sign of things to come, where the continuous conversation is, well, Dr. G told me this. I found this one study that I don't understand, but it said this one thing in the summary, which I think applies directly to me. Okay. Could you imagine if Chantel had to start sourcing all of this nonsense? I would be so here for it. As someone who is a layman, I would be so here for Chantel being required to source all of her thoughts and findings on diet and what's going to work.
the weight loss doctor is about weight loss. To me, we all know that doctors don't study very little about nutrition. Like my GP, I asked him about diet, and he was very dismissive about it. He was just like, Whole Foods, Whole Foods, basically.
I'm a big fan of Whole Foods. Hi.
But otherwise, they don't really study this stuff.
So why didn't you... 2 years ago, Chantel, even 4 years ago, Chantel, why didn't you book in when you had the chance to go and speak to someone about a diet, not buy a fucking book? Go and speak to someone. And it's not just about the diet. There's also like the mentality that goes along with all of that. Therapy. But if your GP isn't comfortable with giving you diet advice, ask them for a referral. And also therapy.
Yes, I mean, a lot of people see it as quackery. A lot of people see it as whatever. But to me, it makes a lot of sense.
It didn't work.
And I just feel good doing it. Like, I feel
2 years ago, Jen.
That I just can't explain it. Like, it's just like an innate feeling. It's like I don't know. It's like an intuitive feeling. And,
Oh, God.
and I do struggle
I heard
with
the
the
word.
whole ethical part about eating animals as well. And I know people don't believe that because I went back to eating animals, and
you did
I'm
again.
very addicted to animal products.
There was a mention of addiction there.
I'm not really addicted to fruits and vegetables because they're not addictive, but cheese is very addictive. So yes, I went back and back and forth a few times, but I think that a lot of people don't just transition to vegan overnight, even though they've seen things that are horrifying. It's, easy to let addiction take over and be like, you need to eat this. And you wonder like, sometimes your mind is like, well, yes, any kind of slaughter is brutal, but if we're humans and we're meant to eat meat, like your mind gets into that. But
Oh, you mean you justify your behavior so that the outcome is you get what you want in all ways? That isn't a comment about like the discussion surrounding veganism. That's fine. It's a moral and personal decision. But what you're saying is you're justifying. Okay, work.
whether we're meant to eat meat or not, I just feel like this is the healthiest thing. That's my belief, my opinion, and
I think it's an uneducated opinion. I can't speak. I think that this whole scenario seemed quite uneducated, but that's just my opinion. That's my opinion.
there are many other people that think that way as well. And I know, you guys have every right to be doubtful and think that I'm not going to follow this because it is a cycle.
That was a note of admission.
For me, I know it's a cycle. I go from, we all know the cycle. So I really want to break the cycle here, and that's why I'm doing this for accountability. And I'm really hoping that you guys can help me, and I'm going to really work really hard at doing this. Let's break the friggin' cycle. And tomorrow I'm going to do some more groceries for some fruits and vegetables. I'm going to make I'm going to follow the sample menu.
Yeah,
I'm probably just
going
to drink the water in the morning, maybe with a bit of lemon. I'm not going to do the juice right now because it is really expensive to buy organic stuff. And so some of the produce may be organic and some won't be, but I feel like
what does the medical medium say about organic versus not organic.
going to definitely I'm just going to drink the water to hydrate in the morning instead of the juice like he recommends, because it'll save some money. So
Didn't it, Jordana?
that's what I'm going to do. And yes, I'm actually really excited to try this, and I feel like it's a good thing. It's going to be really hard transitioning from the type of diet I'm on to, you know, and I know people were saying, well, the doctor, if you tell the doctor you don't want to eat as many animal products, the nutritionist clearly said our focus is to eliminate as many carbs as possible and to eat a lot of protein and fat, mostly animal-based. Those were her exact words. So
did you then turn around and say, actually, I would prefer to find some plant-based alternatives? Or did you just nope right out of there? Because too hard basket. I don't know how asking medical professionals for assistance can be harder than deciphering a book written by a medical medium. Miss?
I just don't feel like it's the right plan for me. I'm not saying that he's a bad doctor. I'm not saying that his advice is not good. I'm not cutting him down. And I'm not saying I'm a know-it-all. I'm on a learning journey myself. I don't know a lot. And that's why I'm trying to educate myself more. So
seems like the wrong path to take if you're interested in education. Specifically because you're cutting out the individuals who may be able to assist in educating you and instead following a book. Lots of points to be made in here. Again, there seems to be a lot of preparation required for weight loss surgery 2 years ago. Something must have happened, because there doesn't seem to be a lot of preparation apart from drink Optifast for 2 weeks in the current narrative. So all of that.
I'm just trying to find what works for me, and you know, what works for me won't work for someone else. And he even says that in his book. He says, if you feel, you know, some people feel like they need to have like salmon and rice, or some people feel like they need to have animal products in their diet. It's not a vegan book. This is, you know, this is about, I'm doing his cleanse, and he's talking about foods that.
Wait, so the book she was going to follow specifically says, what, 4 weeks whole foods? Or is it 4 weeks raw vegan? Also, I think 4 weeks raw vegan could be hard for Chantal. But you can have a bit of salmon here and there.
He does talk
Was the nutritionist not on board with salmon? Is that what this is trying to say?
about foods to eliminate, though, actually, and and stuff like that. I actually haven't read the whole book yet, but he talks about healing foods and stuff like that. So tomorrow we're officially going to start like day 1 of the program, and
Fabulous.
after I do my groceries and have the meal plan. And I know it seems like every few days I have different groceries and meal plans, and I'm just really trying to find something that works. Like, I really am. So I'm
She
gonna
admitted
try
to
this,
eating burgers off
and
camera?
I will see you guys tomorrow.
I'm not
for
surprised.
another video.
All right, that was
I'm
done.
saying this to you guys for accountability. I want you to help me.
That was on loop. Okay, so curious. Again, we have watched this video purely for posterity. One, so I know what to expect when her weight loss doctor tells her something she's going to disagree with. So we're getting set up for the next crash fad diet situation type deal. Not that I hope that happens. I truly hope that Foodie actually gets a win and somehow manages to change her perspective, her health, she turns it around and gets a win and rubs my nose in it. I will be so happy. But, you know, I'm just tempering myself for similar conversations to be happening from 2 years ago. Anyway, so that was that. Someone mentioned that, comments are turned off for that one. Interesting. Someone had mentioned there was a community post. Oh, look, there's a community post. Uh-oh. No. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is DC Media Girl. Shout out to DC Media Girl. Hi. I'm quite often over there in the chats. I do enjoy the live streams. She even had me on once. It was great. Had a good time. So. So Foodie Beauty 1 hour ago has posted this image of DC. This is the same reaction channel that she told to go react to the Holocaust. For those of you who didn't catch that. Yeah, that was a whole thing. It was gross. Anyway, this community post. So some losers are dedicated enough that they made a doll of me and one of Anne Boleyn to make fun of us. Oh, it's about the dolls. I thought the dolls were very cute. Also, seemed very well made. But they don't bully us, right? Is it bullying? Well, we'll unpack that. This moron pictured below is a 50-something media failure who resembles the love child of Jim Jones and Roy Orbison. Let me read that out loud so it's recorded once this gets deleted. Foodie Beauty has said this moron pictured below is a 50-something media failure who resembles the love child of Jim Jones and Roy Orbison, but has to bully the same two obese women over and over again for content. Sad. Oof. Oof. I mean, this is a lot. Hey, Sparks. I hope you're feeling better. This is a lot. Chat, I'm gonna ask for opinions. I'm gonna ask to keep it as respectful as we do here. Not here to bully, not here to shame, not here to harass. We're here to have discussions about this platform and this media content that is, again, monetized. I don't know. I've said previously that, like, if you've got an issue with someone, confrontation is at times the way to go. Posting something like this on a community tab isn't what I was thinking. I was thinking more directly reach out to the person and say, hey, I've got a problem with you doing this because it's about me and this is how it impacts me. And that kind of like engages in conversation. And although, you know, conflict may arise from that conversation, it's better to have a conversation with two people over like one-on-one. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's just an interesting thing to try to unpack. It's just an interesting thing. I think the dolls were kind of mean-spirited. Foodie's response is 100% pot call. That's the thing, though. Like, it's a very difficult conversation. I don't know. It's very like direct. Makes me feel weird as well because I don't like the insults. Not about the insults, more about the discussion of it all. Shade, fine. Regardless of who the insults are coming from, right? Regardless of which content creator, which side of the fence, Chantel, Foodie, reactors, whatever, insults never really like sit well with me. But I don't think there are any winners in this situation, right? I think that it's just all very, very strange. I don't know. Oh, also, I didn't watch this. I just caught it in the chat. Someone mentioned this was from a live stream. I have not seen it. Was it from a live stream? I have not seen it, so I don't really know. Chantel's framing of the problem doesn't help. Yeah. It's hard for me. Yeah, it's hard. Morning, Yasmin. How's it going? It's up. It's from a live. Okay. Live stream. Yeah, okay. Posted a timestamp link to it in the Discord. Okay, interesting. It was called Swan Song and Big Fat Unboxing. Oh, okay. Yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit here. Okay, what I'm trying to do is put myself in the situation, right? If this were someone who had created... If someone had created a doll, a figure of my likeness, how would I feel? I don't know. That's not the right way to go about it, because I'm not in the same situation. I don't have the same lived experience as Foodie. I can't really speak on that. Personally, I wouldn't have a problem with someone creating a doll out of my likeness. It's kind of a moot point for me, but that's just me. I can only really speak on me. Framing and context, I think, are a really important discussion. Because again, it's based on the person, the individual. This is very reminiscent of the, like, I guess the discussion we're trying to unpack here is kind of reminiscent to the Amber discussion with the line art. So it's kind of like utilizing someone's likeness in merch. I'm not sure if these dolls are merch. I have no idea. It's like that's a whole thing to unpack. That being said, Zachary Michaels created the paper bag Foodie. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's up to the individual. And the thing is, like, I'm not sitting here trying to, like, validate or not validate however someone feels about it. I think that this approach, however, may not be the best way to go about it. Because, like, are we, like, am I surprised that it's worded in such a way? No. Am I surprised that these comparisons to these two individuals is being used? Yes, I'm surprised. And do I think it's appropriate? No. Do I think that, like, it's tit for tat, really. It's like you can disagree with both. You can disagree with the framing of it. You can disagree with the existence of the doll. Really, it is the subjective opinion and experience. Again, if it were me, I wouldn't have a problem with the doll being created. But that's just for me. I don't know what Foodie's feelings are on it. Milk, that's a really good point. I think that to make a call on this as a response, we would need to watch what it is in response to. I'm not going to do that on this live. Yeah, but I think that if you were wanting to unpack your own thoughts on this as the result of the conversation, I think you'd need to have a little bit more backstory on the whole conversation. But that's just me. Yeah. So, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what to think about that. Sorry, team. I don't have a lot of input on that one. I don't know my own thoughts on it. And I don't think my opinion on it really matters all that much. The framing of it all in the community tab, I don't think I think is quite direct. And again, I don't love conflict in that sense. So, which is again why we don't really talk about all the drama. Like, we're not here for the drama. We're here for unpacking what we see on the screen. I guess that was technically on the screen. It's more of an internal thing, though. I don't know. If Sorry, guys. I'm seriously just trying to get my thoughts together on it. It's hard. Because again, we don't sit here in this chat on this channel and talk about the physicality of it all. Like, we don't want to see shaming. We don't want to see hate. We don't want to see any of that. We are here to talk about the media lens. So, yeah, I don't know. Utilizing someone else's likeness, I think, is like a personal thing. I guess the context is really important as well. How do I feel about fan art? That's actually a really good question, Shenanigans. I guess, okay. And I guess this goes into the topic of context, because intent, right? What is the intent? There we go. There's a good talking point. What is the intent of creating something like that? Fan art quite often is approached from the idea of like honorific, I guess. Like it's generally someone saying I'm a really big fan. At least, you know, the very few number of pieces of beautiful, wonderful fan art. And Phil, if you're in the chat, thank you again so much for doing multiple. I think that fan art generally, and I'll just speak in general terms, fan art probably comes from a place of kindness, a place of endearment. And like we've seen Foodie's fan art before as well. The ones where I was just like, that doesn't quite look like her, but I get the gist. The cats were great. So fan art, I think, comes from a place of kindness and a place of, again, I'm not an artist, so it could work different for everyone. And it's usually complimentary. Exactly, Milk Tea. It's generally a kind light being shone on someone. Now, that being said, could a fan create fan art that does not necessarily shine a positive light on the influence? Yes, absolutely. And would that be fan art? Now we're getting down to semantics of definitions and all of that. So again, couldn't see from the doll what the actual like aesthetics of it were. Intent, I think, is something to unpack. Embracing fan art is always good. Mocking art isn't. Apoca, I very much appreciate your perspective on it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Someone makes a parody? I don't know. That's all. It's all kind of... Look, when it comes to things like parody and comedy, it is my understanding that there is a line, right? There's a line for everyone. And there's a line that if you're telling a joke, or if you're making a parody, or if you're doing whatever, you say, this is where my line is. Now, other people's lines are going to be further in the sand, closer in the sand. So the joke of it all can quite easily cross someone else's line without crossing your own. And I think that that's something that you kind of need to understand in humor. So there's that. But then again, I just don't know if there's a joke in there. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm out of touch with the reference points of the dolls. Emmy says the dolls themselves aren't bad. It's just the manner that they're spoken about that doesn't sit well. They're being used to mock the physicality. Okay. Again, don't know anything about the background of it all, so... So, yeah. Yes, we can move on from the dolls, Lily. My apologies. Sorry, that was just me trying to unpack all of that on my end. I'm not upset with anyone. I'm not upset with anyone. There are, like, things happen in this world. Yes, we're moving on. I'll leave everyone to form their own thoughts and opinions. Hi, my name's Zach. I don't tell people what to think. That's not what I'm not out here trying to convince anyone of anything. I just like to have discussions and chat. So anyway, we're going to continue. We've got Dr. and Foodie Road Trip the Best Pizza. Now, this came out today. I'm very confused. Very, very confused. What you drinking today? Christina, I've got SodaStream Pepsi Max. It's delicious. So, we're going to go. Let's get to.
Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm just going to take you
Hey, Chantal.
drive. We're going to get some things to eat, and I did not have a single thing to eat.
So to bring everyone back to current day and the perspective of it all, Salford, thank you so much for the super sticker. I'm still not sure if they're beans or pears. I like to think that they're beans. They're definitely beans. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I very much appreciate it. Anyway, we will continue.
I've been out for most of the day running errands and had appointments, which I'll get into in a minute, but first, no, it's not the healthiest option. That being said, I don't want people picking on my food choices today in the comments.
Sorry, I was bringing everyone back to where we were in the narrative and discussion of it all. Today was the doctor's visit. Today was the doctor's visit after the lives over the previous days, where, again, there's been so much discussion about the health. Again, the reason why I prefer to have these discussions in a more open context is because I am not a mental or physical healthcare professional. So this content I can speak on in no authority. So that.
Thank you very much.
Hey, puppy, how's it going?
If it annoys you that if I'm gonna eat not the healthiest right now, then, you know, I don't mean to sound offensive, but Korean barbecue burger. Let's see.
This video before or after the previous one? This is today's upload. We previously watched one from 2 years ago, speaking about the medical medium, just in reference to the conversation that may be happening if the weight loss surgery doesn't work out, which I'm not supremely hopeful for. I can be hopeful for it, but I just don't think it's supremely likely that it's going to happen. Becky, thank you so much for the super chat. Becky says, Cheyenne Jasmine, is hilarious. She does Fed Up, Becky, and ALR. So a parody. Very good.
Hi. Can I try the Korean barbecue cheeseburger with one patty?
Yeah, you can try that with one patty. Just a burger?
Sorry, audio.
No, I'll do a combo, please.
No problem. Some Coke today?
Yes, please. Extra ice.
This one medium or lunch with that drink and fries?
I'll get a medium.
Pardon?
Medium?
Medium with extra ice and that Coke?
Yes, please.
Anything else?
That's it.
That's $13.55 first window.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I didn't want the guy at the window to see me talking to myself or filming. Why are you filming yourself getting a cheeseburger? Well,
Hey, Sparks, welcome
you
back.
haven't been on the internet lately, have you, Bob?
That guy was chipper.
All right.
That guy was absolutely chipper.
All right.
Chipper to mean happy.
Where am I going to pull over and eat this?
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
I'll try to bite with you guys, and then I got to hit the road. Because we only have a certain amount of sunlight here. This person here. All right, there we go. Ooh. All right. The medium is like a friggin' large. Okay. All right, now. Oh, that's not good. The straw doesn't work. This is a new Korean barbecue. Oh, the fries are fresh.
See you, Milk.
Oh.
Have a good day. Okay, so earlier in the day, as I said before, I have seen this like 3 or 4 times. Earlier in the day, I did the calculation on the calories of the lunch. It was like 1,300 calories, I believe. Also, full fat soda. You know how I feel about that. Don't drink your calories. Eve, thank you so much for joining the channel. Welcome to Pulpster. I very much appreciate it. So, yes, it was a medium. There's a joke in there. It was a medium. So this is hefty. I'm currently on my chicken and broco kick. So my days look like 12 to 1300 calories. So whenever I see this kind of content, I always get kind of sad because reflecting on the amount of food that I ate without actually knowing the number of calories that I was consuming, you know, it made me pretty, like, reflect on it and be like, oh, I was eating like 3,000 to 4,000 calories every single day. Damn, because I wasn't counting, so I didn't know. So I guess another motivational point that we pull out of Foodie is that we're able to kind of be a bit more aware, I guess, at least in my experience.
Wendy's fries are not my favorite. New Korean barbecue burger. What's on it?
Hey, Polter, how's it going?
Some kind of Korean flavored bacon, I think. Cheese, pepper jack, I think. Pickled red onions. And mayo, lettuce, tomato.
I don't understand this burger.
Beauty bite. It's hot.
Also, never had Wendy's.
Not bad.
I'm not really keen to try it, but I've never had Wendy's. I know they do like a blizzard
flavor.
Is it blizzard?
Or anything.
It's an ice cream with something, right? Oh, it's got like a Korean flavored barbecue sauce on it, I believe.
I was so hungry. I'm the doctor's office. I woke up late because I was up late. And
Frosty, not Blizzard. Blizzard is a different thing, right? Everyone's yelling at me, Frosty.
I did a live stream, but I cleaned my whole house, like top to bottom, because.
So we caught that in the live yesterday. She said she cleaned the whole house top to bottom and was exhausted for it. I doubted a lot of that conversation only because in the recent narrative it is all about how hard everything is. This is the thing. Unpacking it is hard because the narratives don't match up. They're jumbled. I believe we are a very confused audience because not only are the topics that are discussed so complex that many of us don't have the experience to make judgments on it, it's also because the transparency is lacking. Difficult to find, I guess, because you can go on a live and say, well, the ER has said diabetic. And we'll get into it in this one, but it's hard.
The office company came in to do furnace work today. So, anyway. I woke up, I'm like,
Wendy's.
Oh crap. Really had to get ready really quick. Had a quick shower. Did whatever. Fed my cats. And, I get to the doctor's office. And I have bad anxiety, right?
Same.
So I barely leave my house anymore.
Look, again, in Australia, we're very privileged in the way that we've managed COVID. So my outside life has very little impact. There are obviously still impacts, but we're very, very fortunate over here. I get it. I get wanting to stay inside. I've spoken on that previously. I used to work myself ridiculously hard at work and justify not leaving my home the entire weekends because I didn't get paid to talk to people. So I just wanted to isolate. And it is interesting. There are lots of discussions about how COVID has impacted people in regards to the mentality of isolation and all of that. So interesting.
There's a screaming child. Screaming babies for me are like nails on a chalkboard. Or more like...
At least you have access to a Dr. Foodie. Like, at least you have access to go in and see someone when you need to. Many people do not have that privilege. So if there is a screaming child, okay.
Nails in my eardrums. Which just made my anxiety go up. So I saw my family physician. I got a script to try the Ozempic, which I have to go to a pharmacy and get. I finally got some blood test results. And I know a lot of you are going to think I'm lying.
I know a lot of you think I'm lying. I know a lot of you think that I'm lying. Look, in the content of the past is what your audience has to go on, right? So if all of a sudden I start spouting off, calling people things that I think are unkind, all of that, people would say, well, your previous content didn't show any of that, so where's this all come from? Her previous content has shown that the transparency on the discussion of the health has not been an easy one. The audience can't take anything for granted. The audience kind of has to look into everything that's mentioned because we get taken on all of these roller coasters because there'll be a diagnosis and then the diagnosis will be walked back and then the one doctor said this thing and then another doctor said something different, and where we get to at the end of all of those conversations seems to very conveniently kind of sweep everything under the rug. It's like, oh, well, no, I had this thing, but this other doctor said this, so no, we're not going to do that. It's hard.
Because when I tested my sugars, they were high. Yesterday I tested it. It was high, but I had some juice, right before testing it. So...
And we spoke about that in yesterday's live, me learning how quick blood sugar can spike, and yeah.
But the A1C is different than just testing your blood sugar. A1C is over like a 3-month period or whatever.
Yes.
So my doctor had ordered A1C a while ago, and the A1C, she said, was 6. But, so I don't know what's going on with that. Because 6 for A1C is not diabetic.
Okay. Again, prefacing, not a mental or physical healthcare professional. This is purely based on how I, as an audience member, try to unpack whatever fucking story is going on here. Because, cool, you have gone live multiple times in this year, tested your blood sugar, and it has been at levels that may be concerning, right? Like, maybe concerning as a layman, as from my general understanding of blood sugar, diabetes, da-da-da-da-da. A1C, know nothing about it. I know there are multiple charts out there, and with a very quick search on the Diabetes Canada website of all websites, it does mention that pre-diabetic and diabetic levels in the readings are specifically different for Canada and the US. So I'm not going to say what is the truth because I don't know. I just know that I can't trust a lot of what's being told to me because the stories never add up. Never add up. Morning, darkness.
Oh, there's a Korean barbecue sauce. I mean, I guess that's good. But my blood pressure was 127 over 70 something.
I don't know what that is, good, bad, the other.
When they checked it there.
I just know that if I'd had to go to a doctor and talk about the potential of diabetes, talk about weight loss surgery, talk about things that are directly impacting my health, such as, you know, an infection on part of me, all of that, why the fuck would you go out and mukbang? Why would you? After going to a doctor and speaking about this infection won't heal, after having to have your A1C tested for what I presume is multiple months, I think, or multiple tests run over months, whatever that looks like, I don't understand how you could have all of these concerns and be very vocal about all these concerns and talk to your audience about these concerns and ask questions of your audience and then sit here and eat bad food. Bad food? Am I okay to call it bad food? Not great food. Not great food for a diet.
And so I'm starting the Ozempic.
Blondie, it sucks because I'm not going to sit here and call anyone a liar because that's not my place to do. I can call out the truth when I see it. I'm not going to sit here and say whether or not Chantal is or is not telling the truth. What I will sit here and say is that the discussions that have been being had recently do not lend themselves to transparency, and this is how we get a confused audience. And this is how you get Zach feeling really sympathetic in particular pieces of media, and then you turn around and kind of spit on it all, and I lose that. And then it's almost as if the conversations from the last week, don't exist anymore. Is the confessions video with the Titanic wig, I'm pretty sure that's still up, isn't it? So to sit there and say, these are all of my problems, this is everything I've been told, this is my truth, essentially. It was almost one of Amber's truth videos. To sit here and say, these are all the things that I'm going through and woe is me, into this. I don't know whether or not this mukbang is perceived from Chantal as a reward. As a concerned audience member from a few days ago, holding that concern, I hate it. Becky, thank you so much for the super chat. Becky says, with her saying how she has healthy results from tests and giving good numbers for blood pressure, she's convincing herself that she's healthy. It's that. Is this a self, is she trying to convince herself? Is she trying to convince the audience? Is this a truthful narrative? We don't know. We're here sitting in the dark, and we have to kind of take everything at face value because we're not privy to the behind the scenes of it all. And we don't need to be. This is YouTube. This is not that deep. We're just watching someone who's producing this content. Cool. For all we know, Chantal could not be this character, but the lives exist, so we know it to be true. The truth is subjective for all of us. But following the narrative plot points is hard depending on your knowledge, your profession, your experience, how long you've been watching Chantal, all of that. So we all walk away with different ideas and different thoughts on our own lived experience when we watch media.
My wound's not infected, which is good. And it is healing. What else? Oh. She's going to check on my referral for the bariatric clinic.
Okay. Foodie kind of jumped ahead there and called the bariatric clinic direct, from my understanding of that conversation on the live. And I was just sitting here being like, that doesn't seem like how it's working. I feel like you need to get a referral from a family doctor to actually, make that happen. Because she specifically said, she was like, I'm not on a wait list or something. I was like, was the conversation had in the ER and you expected the ER workers to... I don't know. I don't think that's how that works.
Because she said she referred me
okay
to the bariatric clinic, but...
I imagine that may take some time.
Yes, I know I'm talking about this stuff while eating.
6 is still bad? Okay.
What else? Oh. I have asthma.
I had a lot of questions about this, and fortunately a lot of long-time watchers had mentioned that the discussion of asthma does come up frequently. Semi-frequently. So I was unaware that asthma was a point on the list, I guess, because it makes the discussion about vaping live all that much more concerning. But anyway...
She had the report. Printed it out for me.
Asthma's been around for a long time?
That I have, from the respirologist. I have asthma. Untreated asthma.
Untreated asthma. I feel as if she's mentioned this before. I've seen the clips. Asthma has been a point of discussion. untreated asthma, the only reflection I have on asthma is I had it when I was young. I think I was about 8 or 9 when it kind of left me alone. We moved to a really humid environment, and coincidentally, my asthma kind of eased up. But I definitely had asthma when I was a kid, and it is frightening. It is frightening. I had a puffer, and I had a really cool spacer. It was a big, like giant water bottle looking thing that you'd like puff and breathe in. It tasted awful. But to have issues with pulmonary embolisms, to have issues with clots, to have issues with the general discussion of obesity, to have issues with asthma, all compounding on one another, to then also say, well, it's untreated asthma, it's fine. It's like, well, Foodie, as much as you talk about your health, do you care about your health? I speak to the frame of this fry.
I need to go get my puffer. So she prescribed me some puffers for that.
Hey, mediocre.
So yeah, that's that. This Ozempic injection is once a week, little needle.
Also, know nothing about Ozempic. There are much more intelligent conversations happening in the chat. So,
it's supposed to help you lose weight, curb your appetite, whatever. We'll see how it goes. So, that's out of the way. I'm away from the screaming kid. I'm gonna finish my burger, hit the road, go for a nice drive. It's beautiful, sunny. We have about 2 hours of sunlight left. 2 hours and a half. It's still pretty cold today, but it's not too bad. So, let's get to.
Oh, life could be a dream. If I could take you up in paradise on the ocean. If you will tell me I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream, sweetheart.
Look, we get a cyclical moment. We saw some of this. This is great. This is why I did the first video to kind of sync this up. This is cute. I want more of this. I know, going outside, and now the discussion of asthma, when you also consider the COVID of it all, makes it all the more harder, but like, I could just watch Landscape of Canada for hours, I think. I prefer the side shots from the car as opposed to the front shots, but that's just me. Oh yes, this is sped up, so yes, chipmunk voices.
Oh my god. I just saw, I was turning a corner, turning right, and turning left was a little black car. And in the car, remember I told you guys a story time about that my grade 8 teacher? So in the car, I saw him, I was turning, and all I seen was him like squinting, like turning the corner. And he used to do that all the time, looking at the chalkboard before he wrote something on it. He would go, he had glasses and...
Like glasses that maybe Chantel should be wearing.
He would squint, and he was doing that.
Stone's
so
glass
I recognize
houses.
him. He had a buzz cut now, like a shaved head. But that's so funny. Oh my goodness.
Hilarious. Yep. Filmed Chantal and live Chantal are different personalities, I think. Not different personalities as if I'm sitting here diagnosing. I don't do that. I just mean to say different aspects of her personality. Tone's always different. And I can understand it because interaction with an audience can like heighten or lower certain elements. Speaking as a content creator, can definitely like impact how you create the content. Because when you're sitting down to film, you're kind of only doing it with yourself. When you're live, you've got a little bit more to bounce off of. But yeah, difference.
That's wild. They look the same, pretty much. A bottle of water here. So I picked up...
Not a Coke.
A pizza. If one thing... I always wanted to get out of my hometown. But the one thing I miss is the amazing pizza there. They have legit amazing pizza. Like, award-winning pizza. So I got a medium so that I can bring some home for Pete's for dinner.
again, cyclical in the nature of the way that we've lined up these videos. We got pizza. Yep.
Woo!
Again, this week on the live, we did the homemade pizza. Everything is cyclical. I cannot escape this purgatory.
It's huge.
Anyone in the chat, can you help me? In the center of the pizza, there is a bun. I think it's a bread roll. It's something. Someone help me out. Is this a common practice? I have never received a pizza with a little bun in the middle of it. What's going on? Also, this was the potential thumbnail, and I do believe she followed through with that.
Look at this pizza! Ooh!
2 years ago, we were talking about mono-food diets, medical medium, raw vegan, whole foods, all of that stuff. How many times have we come back to pizza? I get that there's a whole mental health discussion to have. I'm not educated enough, and I will not have that discussion. But, oh, message. Eve, thank you so much for the super chat. Eve said, your videos help motivate me to continue losing weight. On a positive note for myself, I've lost 22 kilos? Eve, that's major! Close to a healthy/normal BMI. Congratulations! Thank you. Thank you. That's amazing to hear. Thank you so much for the super chat. Can we get some hands up for Eve in the chat, please, for smashing some goals? We love to see it. So it sucks that it always comes back to this. And it sucks, ultimately, because we don't see progress. And as an audience member, I want to see things happening. We always come back and it is interesting in a different way, but I want to see things working out. I want to see progress being made. I don't necessarily need to see the therapy, but I'd love to see, like, the tools that are learnt to manage the thoughts, feelings, emotions, all of that, but we don't get any of that. Instead, we get a week's worth of chat about deteriorating health into, let me show you my hometown, I'm gonna eat Wendy's and a pizza. Whew.
Yes! Their pizza, they still put those little buns in the middle.
I don't know what this bun is.
It's gonna be, give it to an animal. Ooh.
I would not do that. Littering is bad.
Almost not.
I get that it's biodegradable, edible, whatever, but, like, any animal that's going to pick up a bread roll probably shouldn't be eating a bread roll.
Something out there. You can keep it to knock out your enemies as well. Leave a little bit of air. All right. Come closer. Come closer. Oh, stupid hair.
Oh, it keeps the box from touching the top of the pizza? Right, okay. We just have little tables. We have a little, like, circle of plastic with 3 prongs that you stick in the middle so it doesn't, like, flop down. But I didn't know that. Okay, that's actually quite intelligent. It's not for eating. It's probably just, like, day-old dough. Just baked off into a rock and then then used as a little hold-up. Yeah, I have the little discs. Exactly, LA.
Okay. It's still piping hot.
Little plastic Barbie doll tables. Shenanigans, that's actually exactly what they are.
Best pizza. Riverside pizza. Oh my gosh, it's too hot. Ugh. Ow, 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 ow. Opened all my windows to hurry and cool off my pizza already.
This is a voiceover.
It's minus 13 degrees Celsius out. Cooled off the pizza a bit.
Uh-huh.
This just ripped apart. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my goodness. Half the bread is gone.
Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why are we mukbanging pizza in our car? Money is the motivator that I always come back to. Like, financially, there's a connection between this activity But, like, why are we doing this? It is upsetting. Rusty, it's like... that I've seen it 4 times. And I still can't quite form not the correct, but I'm still wrestling with the why of it all. And usually I'm pretty good at nutting out a why. Whether or not it's a truthful why or it's the why that I understand, I always figure out a why. I think that my conclusion of the money of it all isn't working anymore. The why is intrinsically linked to Foodie's existence, her emotions, her mentality, and her diet. We have just gone through a week of chat. We've just gone through a hard week of conversations about... And fuck, we went through it at the start of the year as well. We had the NAFLD discussion. We had the first ER visit. And the last week we've had 2 ER visits. Do you think any of those could have made an impact on stop repeating this cycle? Stop repeating this process that doesn't work for you. I don't understand why you wouldn't care enough about yourself. You saw your doctor today. I can't recall if there are conversations about therapy in this film, but there certainly were in the live streams previous. Again, the confused narrative of the audience is, wait, you had a therapist, then you said you got rid of them, then you said you were getting a new one, then you're saying you were talking to a therapist. So which story is it? Is it 2, 0, or 1? Which one? It's just hard. The thing that she missed most about her hometown was the food. In stark contrast, for those of you who were here at the start of the stream, we got some haunted house footage, we got some museum footage, we got some more nature. We still got the nature, but it seems like the rest of it has been foregone, and the entire conversation about this piece is a food focus. I mean, again, stark contrast, 4 years ago, doing the same style of thing about going home, showing off my hometown, doing all of that. I really like that idea, but there was no food in it. There was no food up until the very end, and the very end was only, 3 minutes where we got introduced to Baby Pete's, and the food definitely wasn't the star of the content. But you'd think after talking about shitty health for a week, I'm only taking this from my own personal experiences. I couldn't. If my doctor all of a sudden told me, well, you can't have these, this specific activity is not beneficial to your health, I wouldn't then continue that practice, like this. That's just me, though.
Oops. They have the best pepperoni.
I think this was a double pepperoni, double cheese. I would smash this, but I won't, because I won't.
And cheese. Wow. No napkins.
Full of raw veggies, Chanel.
This restaurant's been around forever.
I don't understand the people... I just don't understand the audience who argues that this is fine. This is fine. Just let it happen. We encourage this. Like, sure, everyone has the right out there to live life whatever way you want. Doesn't matter. But when you film it and monetize it, and you put it on an open platform, and have the potential to influence others and, in my opinion, normalize a lot of what we talk about, it becomes more and more challenging, the empathy of it all, I guess. Because, like, I feel sad. I don't understand this. But also, there are benefits to it that are consistently being showcased.
It's right across from the group home. I used to stay out with my friend.
She mentioned the group home in that first video we reacted to. Again, I thought it was a very poignant video. So thanks to everyone.
I met one of my best friends there.
Oh, Sparks, I hope you're okay.
We've been friends since. We were roommates there at the group home. I found an napkin. We were friends at the group home. And to escape the chaos.
Look, and I don't mean to make any presumption on the way Foodie feels. Is she happy? Like, is she happy? Is this... And I'm not saying everyone needs to be happy. They don't. Like, we're humans, we're complex, we experience a full range of emotions. But I can't see joy or happiness here. I can't see a good time. And maybe that's just my personal perspective, putting myself in the shoes, doing whatever. I don't know. If she's happy doing this, I couldn't. It couldn't be me. I couldn't spend a week telling my audience of 86,000 subscribers that I was going through all of these health concerns that are directly linked to my diet and then do this. Anyway.
We used to cross the street, go for a coffee when we were broke. It was like $1.75 for like an endless cup. And back then you could smoke in there. So we'd smoke and drink coffee. Nothing cures depression like coffee and cigarettes.
That statement I have an issue with. I don't like it. As an ex-smoker, while I pour my beverage, pardon me, as an ex-smoker and as someone who drinks a lot of caffeine, no. No, I think managing depression can be done in many ways, specifically with the assistance of a mental or physical healthcare professional. There's a big chat to have about addiction, about partaking in an addiction, and what happens to your anxiety and depression in that. I can only speak as an ex-smoker, once again. Did I get real shitty when I didn't have a cigarette? Yeah. Did I find a lot of calm when I was smoking? Yes. Was it the most awful thing I've probably ever done to my health? Yes. Yeah. So, was I addicted? Yes. Did I try to quit? Yes, multiple times. Did I have to take medication to finally quit? Yes. So, yeah. That.
And a good conversation. And then when we had money, we would split a small pepperoni and cheese.
Yeah, Pulpy, I remember that.
And Cornwall, Ontario has several awesome pizza places that have been around forever. And these pizza places look like dumps. Like, they're not renovated. I swear the flavor of pizza in these places is dependent on how shabby the place looks. Like, they don't need to. You know, they know people will buy their food.
I kind of agree with that. I mean, considering my hometowns, again, were quite small, we used to have, up in the bauxite mining town I was talking about earlier, we used to have, like, the equivalent of a chippy, I guess. We just call things like a fish and chip shop. I don't think Australia has a colloquial, like shortening of fish and chip shop. But it was literally a shed out by a pier where someone would go and like have a freezer and a grill. And that was about it. And it was open for like 2 hours every night. Did they make the best burgers? They probably made some of the most memorable burgers. And I guess this is a bit more of a conversation about nostalgia. But that place definitely was not fancy. It was a literal shed.
There's Riverside Pizza, Louis Pizza, North End,
Chip shop. Oh, well, yeah.
Olympic Pizza. Those are the main pizza places. Iconic pizza places here. People who've lived here and move away sometimes pay these pizza places to make a pizza, not cook it, but freeze it, ship it. They'll pay for the shipping, like airship, to have their pizza delivered so they can bake it.
Check description for more on Cornwall Pizza. I did actually check out this Riverside Pizzeria. There's a lot of meat on their pizzas. I feel like a raw vegetarian would not have a good time there. But yeah.
At home. Because you just can't get pizza like it. My favorite pizza is Riverside.
Which is where we went.
Favorite poutine? Louis.
Poutine.
I guess it'd be more like disco fries because they use shredded mozzarella. But it's still amazing. I'm gonna pour my water and my ice.
Media hat on. Why was this filmed and not a live? Because the lives have been like it. Why was this filmed and not a live?
Drink here.
Sorry, I pose questions to myself quite often. If you're new in the chat, hi.
So yes, I just wanted to share that with you. I really like going to iconic restaurants, trying their food or eating their food again. Especially when there's something like, for Cornwall, this is cultural food for Cornwall, or whatever you want to call it. It's traditional food. We're known for our pizza here. So it lifts my spirits. I haven't been out in a while, just to get out and go for a drive, get something good to eat. And
hard to have this conversation when the previous conversation was about the anxiety of it all. Again, not a professional and not inside Chantel's head, but just making note of the confusing narrative.
This pizza place has been in my life forever, and I haven't had this pizza in a while, so just the flavor, just going there brings back so many memories, you know? It's amazing how food is tied to nostalgia, to our memories. You know, it's in our lives every day. It's unavoidable. It's just always there, you know?
It is. It is, but I feel like I have to sit here and think that everybody has the potential for greatness, for betterness, to improve their situation. Everyone has the potential. It's whether or not you can move forward with that. But the drive has to come internally.
And, that's an amazing pizza. If you like thinner crust, New York style pizza, these pizza places are not for you. So, anyway, guys, I guess that's it for now. I love you guys. I'll see you later.
We're going to call it there. Okay, we've got some thoughts. We've got some thoughts to go over. All right. So, hi. So, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Part of me is like, is this just a giant troll? Is this a giant troll? Literally 5 days ago, we got struggling diabetes, backlash, and weight loss. And the tone of that video we covered. It made me feel bad. This Doctor and Foodie road trip the best pizza also makes me feel bad, but in a different way. The struggling was a little bit more honesty, regardless of how I felt manipulated by it, by the kind of polarizing tone of the live streams either side of it, and then the torrid haul, which was fun because I like the hauls, but again, the tone didn't necessarily continue for multiple days. And then in this one, it's as if the last week never happened. It's as if the conversations that we've been having just don't exist. Is this gaslighting? Surely I can't be the only audience member feeling that way. And it's not... Look, I understand the conversation about backlash. I don't necessarily talk a lot about that because every audience member is going to feel a different way based on the content that they consume. Will there be vocal members of the audience? Yes. Will there be silent members of the audience? Yes. Will our opinions differ? Always. That's the great thing about having opinions. They always differ. But the hope, ultimately, is that something changes. The reality is, it doesn't seem to have in the past. So you can think, okay, things are going to change in the future, but what's the narrative now? What's the plan? What's the plan? The plan is the diet doesn't matter anymore. The plan is the injections that she's spoken of are going to do all the work, and weight loss surgery will come in no time. But there's still, for me, there's still other concerns, right? Even if everything Foodie tells me is going to go to plan, there are challenges that she's currently facing that are not going to wait for that plan to occur. Again, we've been told extreme, severe, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. We've been told that. Can I trust that that's an actual diagnosis anymore? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe not. I'm going to go with yes, though, because she told us on a live multiple times directly after the ER visit. The diabetes? Who knows? The chat about that may have just been removed so that the audience has less concern about what is being eaten on camera for money. I don't understand. I don't. Trying to change the narrative so people will back off. I guess that's the point. I mean, look, again, for anyone who's new, I don't sit here and come for Chantal. I don't. I really don't. I sit here and I watch the content and I try to unpack it and I try to have discussions about it. And I think that's what the majority of audience members do. Where our opinion falls on that, because we don't, ultimately, as audience members, we don't know. We don't know. We're not privy to any of this information. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes. We can make all the assumptions under the sun, and whether or not our assumptions are correct or not, we will never know. We can make educated guesses, absolutely. But it's just wild to be told that things are alarming, things are concerning, we require sympathy. Let me tell you all of the things that are going on in subjective truth, into let me act against the benefit of that truth, or let me act against the self-interest that truth would be speaking on by doing shit like this. I just don't get it. Yes, Undruster. I was aware that Swanormous had reached out. I do recall there were a couple of videos about that. Yeah, the truth is unknown in this instance. We can take everything with a grain or a pinch of salt if you're cooking, and realistically, there's not a lot we can do, and that's kind of the hard thing when we talk about media as well. It's interesting because, you know, this is slice of life. This is transparent. This is a window into somebody's reality, but we don't know the authenticity of that reality. Jen S, welcome to Popstar. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Very much appreciate it. Everything is produced. Everything, regardless of like the grit or the real and raw of it all, everything is produced. Every frame is, you know, approved in whatever context you want to take that. You know, every clip has its place. It's, unless it's on the live, in which case it's a little bit different. But yeah, it's all a lot. Hey, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, and I need to figure out how to unpack some of that stuff. Because it's interesting when I watch it and I don't necessarily like have my thoughts together. I'm like, let me just rerun this. And then when I actually sit down to watch it in real time, I just don't have anything to... I don't have a concrete opinion or answer for myself. And I think I just need to let that go and be like, it's okay. We'll see what the next video is. Is the next video going to be talking about, you know, skin rashes and all of that? Or is the next video going to be, you know, a healthy cook with me? Is the next video going to be... Adele, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Welcome to Popstar. I don't know what the next video is going to be. It's very confusing. Yes, I agree. I agree. I just, in my opinion, I hope that the health can get addressed, both mental and physical. I hope both of those things can be addressed. My supreme concern is always about the relationship with the food and the money and the mukbanging and the, you know, all of that. That's my concern. So I think we're gonna wrap up, team. We're gonna wrap up. We got over 500 people in the chat. Thank you all so much for being here. Can I please ask everybody to give some hands up, give a round of applause to the lovely, the wonderful, the amazing mods in the chat. Thank you all for doing what you do. I very much appreciate it, and it's always unexpected. The effort that you guys show, it's great. Also, thank you all so much for the general audience, the members, YouTube members, subscribers, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate your company. That was a lot for me to unpack. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm gonna sit on that one for a couple of days, I think. Definitely think that. Anyway, it is coming up to 8 o'clock at night. I'm gonna pack it in. Gonna go have some healthy dinner. Gonna go look after myself. I think I might have a bath. I think I might take a self-care moment and just get some good smellies going on. Maybe a candle. I do have a nice candle. And yeah, thank you all again so much for being here. And I'll catch you in the next live stream and or video.